Welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. Sorry, I'm just entering this frame here. It was the last one that we did. I know I'm a little late on the release of the rear on the review of the Elka 2.5s, but we're here. We're gonna get this finished, and yeah, so to the back we go. Just like that, Scapy's probably going. Okay, so I do actually have to do a body mount job on the front, but that's something to cover on a different video because I don't want, I need somebody else recording when I do it because I don't want the camera to get damaged. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these rear tires off, and then we're gonna go ahead and undo the upper shocks, the nuts up here, and disconnect our KDSS sway bar on the bottom, and then that will allow us to get the springs out, and then we put the new springs, new shocks, and then that's it. There's not much to it, and also mounting the reservoirs. I'm actually really curious how they want you to mount the resins in the back. And I'm looking at it right now. Okay, to work. So we're at the back axle right now. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the good old KDSS and get this removed. And this is gonna allow us to go ahead and articulate the live axle to work our suspension to get it removed from the truck. So loosen these up. And we're gonna go ahead and switch to this because it's faster. It's tight. Okay. And now we're gonna grab a pull jack. If you're doing this on the ground, you could probably use a jack in the block of wood. It'll do about the same. Alright, that's one bolt. And there's our other one. And it's just pushing up on the actual KDSS piston. It'll allow you to get both bolts out. Once they're both out, you can actually rotate these out like that. And now we are released from the KDSS for now.
They're here for the pre-purchase inspection.
There's a pre-purchase scheduled for today?
Yes.
Okay. Woo! Just like that. Hey! Now we're gonna go ahead and take the lower bolts for the shocks out. All right, I use a scissor jack to do this part, but it's worked well for me in the past. I'm not putting a lot of pressure into this. Okay. And our spring is out. There you go. One spring in. There you go. Whew. That's a pump. All right, now that our springs are in, we can go ahead and put our shocks in. This is the machined washers that Alex was talking about. I think is really cool as well. This, we're gonna go ahead and get it in the sleeve at the bottom first. And then we're gonna go ahead and put our bolts, hold it in place. And you might encounter this problem right here that I am encountering right now. And that is that the shock is not long enough to hit the frame. So we're gonna go up and then use the pole jack to walk it in. You want to make sure that the axle is not hanging on the shock when you're tightening down also, because then you're putting too much stress on the top bushing and you want both bushings to be squeezed down equally. All right, now the other side. Okay, all right. Now let's look at the torque spec for the bottom and tighten those spec. All right, so we torqued these down to 72 foot-pounds. Good old clickerino. And let's go to the other side. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but this little cap right here, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that off. You can grab a little pry bar for that. Now, there's another one on the other side, directly opposite of that, and I'm gonna show you all something pretty cool. What I've seen other shock manufacturers do is they have you drill a hole in the frame and then it's a self-tapping screw and then you screw that into the frame, which, I mean, it works, but it's not my preferred method. This is actually really cool. They have machined washers that go in this hole right here, which centers the bolt, and then you bolt on the bracket onto that. But once you bolt that on, they give you a giant bang clamp to hold the other side of it on the frame. This is my only complaint. And it's not even that big of a complaint, to be honest.
So how was the... Like that bracket is like on point, right?
Kinda. So this is the cool thing. They have that to center it. And you put this guy into here. And then you get that on there, like that. And it centers the bolt.
So what is the band that clamp for if it's got two Allen heads holding the thing on? Oh, notches. Okay. Huh.
I almost forgot the sway bar. Let's go ahead and put this back on. This is kind of a bit of a trip because now the axle's a lot lower than what it was originally. So you just kind of have to play with it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Let's go back a little bit here. I don't know if you can see this. There's some teeth right here, and those teeth is what bites into the metal. So you torque on the bolt. I think this torques like to 81 foot-pounds. I can't quite remember, but I don't torque this down until it's on the alignment rack because I want the bushings to be level. So as far as that goes, I'm actually done with the rear end and the lift kit, not the nut. I think this torques like to 81 foot-pounds. I can't quite remember. But I don't torque this down until it's on the alignment rack because I want the bushings to be level. So as far as that goes, I'm actually done with the rear end and the lift kit. All right, it is past 6 o'clock, but ta-da! It's all put back together now. So tomorrow morning I'll come in, knock it off the lift, go align it. We put all the plastic covers on it and we'll drive it and we'll get some feedback on how those Elkas are, because I am pretty darn curious. So, and the beauty of editing, it will be tomorrow. Friday. Is it Friday, Michael?
Yes, it's Friday.
Friday. What was I doing?
You were fixing your hair.
Oh, that came out even worse. It is Friday, and we finished the lift kit on this yesterday. It was a lot of fun. I actually really had a lot of fun doing it. We got it done in a pretty decent amount of time, and I need to go ahead and kick this thing off the lift, and let's go stick it onto the alignment rack. Let's do an alignment on it real quick, and then let's go test drive it and get our first impressions on the Elka 2.5s on the GX460. See how much it wakens this thing up.
They're a little broken in.
Now that we're back in the ground, I need to tighten the little bracket here, the little 10 mil, so I'm going to take care of that real quick.
Surely this isn't for his, right?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so we are on the alignment rack, and I'm going to go ahead. I moved the truck up and down, so I wanted the KDSS to stabilize, and now that it's stabilized and on a very flat surface, I can go ahead and tighten up those screws that we loosened up earlier that relaxed the KDSS. This is when look behind it, it's pretty level. I'm going to go ahead and put the sensors on for the alignment machine, and we're going to go ahead and knock out our alignment. Okay, so the alignment's pretty much done. Kinda, I gotta torque down the arms, but that's pretty even, and I'm pretty happy with that. I don't like doing cross camber. It bothers me. And these things with that high caster, if you get them pretty even, they stay pretty straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and torque down the lower control arms now that everything's flat and level, and that is 129 foot-pounds. All right, now that is all set. I'm gonna go ahead and set toe, and then we gotta torque down the sway bar in the back. And that's the last thing we're gonna have to do. And then we can test drive. Okay, so remember these bolts here? Yeah, we need to torque these down to 81 foot-pounds. Now, the nuts on this side have little dimples in them, so they actually stay still once you get enough torque on them. And after that, you can just go ahead and torque them down. All right.
Are we ready for a test drive?
I'm ready for a test drive. This man rushed out of his office the moment I backed out. Yeah, that's that's crazy. Let's go over this bump one more time. Oh wow, I literally feel like I am in one of those side-by-sides that just don't care about anything. It's pretty impressive. All right. So the alignment's pretty good. It's got a small pull to the right, but that tire is pretty far gone. Oh, now the pull's gone. Okay. Does he have an exhaust on this thing?
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got an exhaust on this thing. Sounds good. Oh yeah, it sounds real good. So we should probably go find somewhere bumpy. One thing I've noticed, and I've done several lift kits on 460s, is how sensitive the steering wheel is with the Elkas. And I don't know if I like it, but I notice a difference in sensitivity. And I don't know how to connect that, but torque steer is pretty prominent. Probably got to stick it back on alignment. So we're going about 35 miles per hour. We're going to go ahead and hit these railroad tracks. Nothing. I mean, you really just don't feel it. The shocks do their job. They're doing it really, really well. I'm pretty blown away. So let's go find a spot to turn around real quick here. That exhaust sounds so good.
I need it.
Just so you know, the clanking that you guys are hearing is the bumper that he had sitting in the back. Check tire pressure. Pretty impressive. So the truck had a very, very sensitive steering feel, and it would randomly pull to the right from time to time. Turns out it was the toe was set too far in, and it was not how I set it, but for some reason it just kind of went that direction. After I adjusted it, all those problems went away. So I guess the suspension settled, and it towed in a little more. But all camber and caster settings were all exactly the same. So if this doesn't kind of get rid of that weird sensation it was having, then it's got to be those tires. So let me go drive it again. Oh, she looked good. She rides fantastic too. I mean, pure I'm converted. Like I honestly have to say that if somebody asks me for a lift kit recommendation and they had the budget for it, the Elka 2.5s is going to be what I am going to be recommending from now on. Sorry, but like the ride experience is phenomenal. The install, I would say, was a 7.5 out of 10. My docked points at the very top is going to be the reservoir mounts in the back. Though they are convenient and easy to install, I'm not too happy about the placement and using a band clamp to go all the way around. But that's minuscule in comparison when you're driving it and the shocks are working. All that goes out the window, like out the window. But yeah, phenomenal kit, well done, good job Elka. I'm eager to see what these guys can produce from here on out. And I know that we are working on them for the Sequoias. So anyways guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. It helps out a lot with the channel. If this helped you out in any way, I'm happy. Leave a comment down below, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
That right there.
That the bulldozer?
That's a mighty fine looking vehicle.
That is full of America.
Need a ladder to get in.
Oh yeah, no side steps, nothing.